Hi, folks, and welcome to the latest episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. It's the episode after 69.3, so we're going to try to be a little bit more laid back. We're not going to be as sexually horny as before this time. Mm-hmm. You know, this time we're chill. We're welcoming. We're friendly. We got a whole nother 68 episodes to get all horny again, so that's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like
I don't know. Ready for
in 10 weeks or so.
I don't know if I can wait that long. What if I want to get horny now, John?
You can't. It's not allowed.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, Scott, but this is just the truth. Scott, you're here.
Yeah, I am.
It's been a hot minute.
It has been. I have been doing a lot of things. I moved across, I think it's like 1,500 miles. But I did that twice, and then a third time for fun.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
I was driving for a solid about 3 weeks. It was a fun time, but I am finally settled into my new apartment.
Nice.
It's a pretty cool ass place. I got my own room here. My roommate, our good old buddy Stu. He's over in the other room. He's not home yet. He's still at work. He'll be home in a bit. But I got my own bathroom. I got a very large closet that I'm thinking of converting into like a recording booth, just because this room isn't great for it. Like, you can sometimes hear cars and all
It's a little echoey, but is it? That's fine.
Oh wow.
A little, but that's fine.
It's a big room. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a big room and mostly empty right now. All the boxes are in the closet. But yeah, I'm finally back and settled and ready to start playing video games again.
That's good. Yeah, we are all here ready to play some games. Ryan, you're here as well.
Yeah, I'm back. I was on last week, but I feel like it's been a bit since I've been on a non-sexually horny episode of the podcast, so it's good to be back.
I mean, when they announce a new Smash Bros. Game, no matter what episode number it is, things get a little wild.
Things get a little sexually horny for the new Smash Bros. Game, yeah. I can definitely understand where you're coming from.
I'm still shaken up, I'm still sitting there on Twitter. I feel so bad for people who follow me that don't care about Smash Bros. Because every once in a while I'll just be out of nowhere, they should put this in as a stage, and I just imagine people being holy fuck, shut up.
It's good. I'm glad you have kind of the raw creativity to kind of, do that. If they ever need somebody to helm the American version of Smash, then I think you'll be a dead ringer.
Once Sakurai's hands are completely just irreparable, I will step in and save the day. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, the chosen one.
I will make it the least like Melee as possible.
Maybe instead of making the Smash Bros. Game, you just need to go on a quest across America to just throw every copy of Melee into a garbage bin.
Oh no, I don't want to do that for the good souls that just play Melee like a normal human being. That's not fair.
All three of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of them. I play Melee here and there. Here and there, and I'm just oh, this is a nice game for normal humans. But
is it though?
I mean, it can be, but it very quickly falls into the latter, the monster being game. Once you start doing wave dashing and shit, that's not good.
Sure.
But enough about Melee. Please, enough about Melee. Scott, what have you been up to while you've been moving, etc., etc.?
I haven't had a lot of chances to play video games. I've mostly just every time I hopped into a hotel room, I just pulled out my PS4 and I built more stuff in Fallout 4. It's just it's my fucking hubris. It's my curse.
Yeah, I think it's always nice to have a game that you can come back to like that and just kind of, play it for a bit and relax and such and kind of get back into a groove.
I downloaded a mod that changed Sanctuary Hills, like all of the houses into these weird, like modern modular apartments. And it's like, they all look grody as hell because they're all like post-war shit and everything's rusted, but it still looks kind of nice. And I completely replaced everything there. And none of my settlers want to sleep in the beds that are in the individual rooms.
So you basically installed the Fallout 4 IKEA mod, then.
Pretty much. No one wants to do that. They all want to stand in front of the bar just for hours on end. And who can blame them?
Relate.
Yeah. But other than that, I have played a couple things. I have played the Shadow of the Colossus remaster, which is hey, here's the thing. Shadow of the Colossus, incredible fucking game.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get my hands on that remaster, but I just still haven't gotten around to it. Maybe next month, though, because I don't think there's a whole bunch coming out that I'm going to want to pick up until May when the Dark Souls remaster comes out and when the Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey remake comes out in May. So maybe I'll pick that up then.
Big hitters. It's it's really fucking cool. Like, they have completely retextured everything. They've, like, rebuilt so much of the world. And, like, it's beautiful. Like, it's fucking breathtaking. It's one of the prettiest things I've seen in my life. And they've included this photo mode that is, like, perfect for it. It's one of the best things they've ever included in a game like this. And B, kind of like the ultimate perversion of what that game is. So it's like... It's, like, amazing and fun to use, and I kind of feel bad for doing it. Because the thing about Shadow of the Colossus is, like, the overworld is such a big possibility space. Like, there's so much there, but, like, it's kind of, you know, short of the Colossus that you have to fight in, like... that you can't fight out of order or anything. It's a linear game. Like, you just have this giant open world, and there's nothing really in it except for, like, upgrades and stuff that you can pick up. But you don't really have to do that. I kind of did because I was playing on the hard mode, and, like, there are some of those colossi that, like, are real bastards, and you just kind of need just a little bit more grip than they allow you.
For sure.
But, like, it's just like so nice just to wander around in that game and just look at things, and it feels like such a vacation, and it completely defeats. I guess it doesn't really defeat the purpose of the game because that's also how it was in the PS2, but also like there's a very strange disconnect between what you actually do and what you can do in the game, and what feels right to do and what feels natural. Because once you start the game, the first colossi is right in front of you. It's just a straight dash. You go, you do it. You're like, all right, I killed a colossi. But then at that point, you're already complicit in the fucking murder of a giant majestic beast. And nothing else you do after that point is like gonna be any kind of salvation for you.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's interesting that, you know, it kind of has this huge open world, but there's not really a lot to do in it from what you're telling me, because it sounds like this is a game that kind of dabbles in that sort of structure being on the PS2, but it feels like something where there's this kind of proto open world balance of these like wide open elements, but also this very rigid like linear structure. And as far as I know, that game on the PS2 kind of swooped out ahead of a lot of the more modern things we think of as open world games. I mean, not entirely, but you know, for the most part. So I think it's interesting to see that come back around, especially now that a game like Breath of the Wild has come out, and to kind of see, like, from what you're telling me, it sounds a little bit similar, I would say.
It's like eerily similar, because I did play Breath of the Wild Master Mode like kind of at the same time while I was playing Shadow of the Colossus. So there's this weird disconnect of these two spaces that are large and massive, and one of them strives to put things in every single spot it can, while the other is big because that's what it is and that's what it exists as. And it's like, and playing Shadow of the Colossus, you see like how much of that game informed a lot of open world design, while also
for sure.
While also being super highly critical of The Legend of Zelda specifically.
Yeah, I gotcha. It's interesting to like. It's always interesting when something like that, like I said, sort of like circles back around and gets re-released, and you can kind of hold it up to a modern context and see what effect it's had on stuff. So I'm glad that the remaster is worth playing, because I definitely want to get my hands on that.
It's really cool, but things they've added to it don't feel significant, and I feel like kind of detract. They detract not in a way that'll stop you from playing the game and enjoying it and like understanding its intent, but it detracts in the sense of like, oh, it feels like you just kind of added this thing onto this thing without really thinking about it. It's like, what if someone added like an extra little part to the Mona Lisa that just had like another little house there or something? And it's like the two big things that they added were that photo mode, and I think where that thing probably made me feel the worst was when I was actually fighting the Colossi, and not necessarily in the open landscape, because that feels natural. That feels like, hey, I'm actually going on a vacation and I'm looking at all these beautiful landscapes and I'm taking pictures and I'm enjoying this experience, and also I'm sharing it and doing free marketing for the people who want to make this game. But also like when you do it during these battles, it just feels like, oh, I'm using this Colossus. I'm like ostensibly trying to I'm ostensibly using their suffering in order to like make something aesthetically pretty, and that kind of plays into the larger themes of the game, but at the same time it just feels like it feels way more hollow than it is trying to say something meaningful, more meaningful than like actually going and stabbing and cutting these giant beasts down to size like with your small sword. And then the other thing they added were the collectible medallions. And people have already collected all of them and figured out what it is, and it's like another sword. But yeah, it's just like another shitty unlockable. But it's such a weird thing, because yes, it incentivizes going around the world and exploring these spaces, but the original open world never really intended you to do that. Like, you can do that, and you can do it because you want to do that, and you want to see what's there, and you want to understand the world better, but not because you want to go around and collect medallions.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't seem like the kind of game that sort of, like you said, incentivizes that sort of gameplay. And for me, I never played the original Shadow of the Colossus, so I want to pick up this remake because it'll be basically a completely fresh experience for me, and I won't have any sort of connection to the original one, which I think kind of helps with remasters like this sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
But if I get around to it, I'll definitely, chat with you about it, because it seems like you've got a lot of really engaging ideas about how this... no, I mean, I'm being serious, like, about how this game sort of relates its message with all these, like, updates and stuff like that, and how that affects sort of the thrust of the game and such.
Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful update to a very beautiful game, but the things appended to it feel really hollow to me. And I guess if you do a lot of modern games, there's no way to avoid that. Like, people are going to add senseless things just because. But because they feel like that's what players want to do. Like, that's just open world design now. We add all these collectibles in, and that's everyone's got to find them, and then that adds their time played to the game and lets them unlock more trophy, like the Skinner box style of things. And that's something that Shadow of the Colossus, at least in its original incarnation, never felt like it was about. Like, Shadow, definitely, the original version had time attack after you beat the game, and that also kind of feels really weird. So, it also had some of this stuff, like using typical game mechanics to incentivize regular play instead of like asking you why you're playing, and making you trying to feel bad for what you're doing. Yeah. It's like it's this great story where you it aesthetically tells you that what you're doing is wrong, but it still feels so good to do it. And then by the end, you just feel like a complete shit. And then right after, hey, do you want to kill all those things as fast as you can?
Yeah.
And that's a problem that was in the original Shadow of the Colossus and, authorial intent and whatnot. But, like,
sure. Yeah.
Seeing that they've leaned into that just a little more is kind of depressing, but still I don't think it detracts from what is, like, a very beautiful game. A very incredible game that I think everyone should play.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like it.
Yeah, this update is definitely a very good version of that game.
So you talked about how nice the graphics were and all that. Are you one of those people? Now, this isn't me trying to be like a poo-poo to you,
sure.
But do you think that them like removing the fog was a big negative to that?
I don't even remember the fog.
There's a lot of fog in the PS2 version, and it's pretty obviously to like cover up bad textures and all that. And some people argue that it added to the game, much like the fog in Silent Hill. Yeah, yeah. So was that something that you cared about, or do you think it's fine that you can like see everything and it's not as like mysterious?
I think it's fine because they actually managed to use the landscapes to cover themselves up, and like being able to see things really far in the distance is so like such an incredible sight that like it's hard to be mad about that. But I think they also managed to replicate that feeling in like the color palette, because it's very there are times when it's very bright and colorful, but for the most part, it's very like grungy and like very gray. And there are parts where you roll in, especially the giant turtle colossi, where you have to like go into the valley with the geysers. There are parts where you enter spaces like that, and it does obscure your vision in unique ways. It does that too in the desert, I believe. A lot of the biomes are so fucking cool in this game. But I feel like the increased like visibility and being able to see so far into the distance is a positive. I would like to see more fog effects because that stuff is really cool, but I don't think it detracts from the mystery of the game at all. Especially a game that's been out for years and people have explored that map in it. Excuse me. People have explored that map in and out.
Okay. Alright, so, yeah, you talked about Shadow of the Colossus there. Is anything else recently talked about tickled your fancy?
Anything tickle my fancy?
Yeah, has anything tickled your fucking fancy, Scott? How's your fancy? Is it tickled?
Do you want to hear about Fire Emblem Heroes?
If you wanted to listen, Scott, Rose and I had a pretty big conversation about fucking Fate Grand Order on here. You can talk about Fire Emblem Heroes.
Here's my Fire Emblem Heroes minute, because while I was traveling, that's probably the game I played the most. They added new stuff, and they added a new game mode, which is really cool. It's called Rival Domains, or like Weekly Domains or something. Basically, it's big team battle. It rules. Like, you use a brigade of 20 soldiers, and you're on like a bigger map that has like twice the tiles, and then you like cycle in 8 soldiers in a row, and they go in and take capture points, and it's really cool. And I want to Fire Emblem Heroes does a really good job of like utilizing the really large amounts of people players tend to get, and like it incentivizes you not just to use like, hey, here's 4 people that I think work. It's, hey, try to build like an actual really big army. Mm-hmm. It's cool. It has several different modes that do it. Not just this new Rival Domain stuff that I think is really rad and everyone should check out, but also the Squad Assault stuff, where you have to build a team of 4 for one map and then like more teams like for each map in a row, because you can't use the same team over and over again. So you're basically building 5 teams for a set of maps, and that's cool. I like Fire Emblem Heroes. It has only gotten better as it's gone on.
Yeah, that does sound pretty neat.
Yeah. But aside from that, have you guys ever played this game called Soul Calibur?
I played Soul Calibur 3 back in the day when I hung out with one of my friends on their PS2, but, I know Voldo. He's a character in that game.
I feel like everyone knows Voldo.
Yeah, he was like basically the only character I ever played in that game, which I feel like says a lot about who I am and who I became as a person looking back. But yes, I am familiar with these Souled Caliburs.
Did you know they're coming out with a new one?
Yes.
Did you know that they're introducing a new character? And his name is Geraldo Rivera.
Really?
Wow. Can't believe it.
Geralt.
He found...
Okay.
He found the ancient Al Capone.
Damn it,
room,
John!
And
Damn it!
Now he's coming to Soul Calibur. I can't believe it.
I had that fucking teed up, ready to go, and you swooped in on it. And I'm glad. I'm glad because that's the only thing anyone knows about Geraldo Rivera. But
I mean that, and he's like a fucking dumbass right wing moron. But whatever.
Yeah.
Geralt of Rivia.
Anyway. Yeah, that guy.
He's in the new Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 6?
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. Last week we reported on the rumor that he was going to be in, and now it's 100% confirmed.
Confirmed,
that fucking
baby.
rules.
I watched a bit of like I watched the trailers, and it's great. It's Geralt. He mostly does like a lot of the combat, but some of his like ults and grabs and stuff are like him doing his magic powers, and they're really rad.
Yeah, like in his super, he slashes you up, and then he like makes you stand back up by using his mind control sign, and then just slashes you some more. It's fucking cool. I love Geralt.
It's rad. I'm really hoping there's like some kind of like one of his grabs is they just stop fighting and have a conversation, and there's like active time. There's like active text you have to choose.
That would be that's very conceptual, but it would also be very good. Like, and it's like, oh, so you're the fucking Nightmare Edge, bitch. I'm Geralt of Rivia, and what saith thou to my proposition? I know Geralt doesn't talk like that, but and then you choose like stab them or punch them in the nuts or use diplomacy or whatever, and then you do like a diplomacy combo where you like go into a Gwent mini game for like 15 minutes in the middle of this match, and then you beat them and like suck out their soul or whatever it is that happens when you lose at Gwent. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
That would kick ass. Like, let's get multiple games being played in this fighting game at the same time. Yeah. But like, I would there's layers and layers where you're playing Soul Calibur and then you play The Witcher, where you're talking to people. But then if you go down a certain route, you just start playing Gwent. So you just play Gwent inside The Witcher, inside Soul Calibur. God. Okay, so the last real story mode I ever played of Soul Calibur was the Soul Calibur 3 like strategy game one. I don't know what the like ones for 4 and 5 were, but like I would love it if just the single player game was just like a mini version of The Witcher.
That'd be extremely good. They should just include free download codes for The Witcher 3 with like every copy of Soul Calibur.
God, that would roll. Him just walking up to fucking Nightmare going, Soul Edge, huh? Looks like a shit demon possession. Gotta use my shit demon oil to kill this thing.
God, is that what that's called? Soul Edge?
That's the big sword, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one with like the eye and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember about Soul Calibur aside from Voldo and like Yoda and Link being in some of them, I guess.
Link was in the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Spawn was in the Xbox version of that one.
I had the PS2 version. That would have had Heihachi, I think.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of cool, honestly.
Is that a Naruto character?
No, that's Tekken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the bald dude from Tekken, right?
Very old man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best part about that was that in Soul Calibur 2, they were like coming up with all these reasons why those characters were showing up. Like Link and Spawn were like falling through portals and shit, and like Heihachi was just like in the fucking sauna, like in a hot tub, and then all of a sudden he's just like, oh, now I'm in Soul Calibur.
It's very good.
It's very good.
Someone made a really good tweet saying, I can't believe the guy from Neo made it in Soul Calibur. And then I was thinking, like, that would be so easy. They could just say, hey, it's that guy from actual history. Fuck.
I mean, if they did that, people would just be like, why is Geralt in this game again? Like,
it's like a pit in Dark Pit. It's fucking
like,
Geralt and James Neo from Neo.
Old Jimmy N. Yeah.
James Neo.
So also, I feel like I should mention that rumor that went around about Zoro from One Piece being in. That's probably untrue because it was coupled with another rumor that the guy that leaked all those that Dragon Ball stuff leaked previously. I guess he got fed a bad rumor because there was a rumor going around that there was going to be a new JoJo fighting game, and it was going to get like an English voiceover, and a bunch of people that were rumored to be the voice actors like came out and said, "Oh, we have not heard anything about this. This is a joke." And then after that, some guy came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm the one who told this to him. I just wanted to teach him a lesson." And I'm like, "What? The fuck?"
That's something, huh?
So A, vet your sources. B, don't do that. Like, what?
I just wanted to teach him a lesson.
Like, that's so shitty. Like, why would you do that to somebody?
I'm the game rumor dominator, and I'm gonna teach you a lesson about JoJo fighting game leaks. Ugh. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, it's very bad.
That's all I had.
Okay. Ryan, you have been playing some games recently. Some older, quote, games.
Yeah. I have been playing the hottest games of 2015 and 2016 over the last couple of months. I've bought a handful of games recently. None of them have been ones that came out in 2018. I bought Skullgirls at the beginning of the year, which I think I talked about on the podcast. But more recently, which I don't think I've discussed, I bought Yakuza 0 and Dragon Quest Builders on Switch. And I think I may have mentioned Dragon Quest Builders on the podcast already. I can't remember if I talked about that the last time I was on or not, but Michael really sang the praises of that game when it came out in, I think, 2016 it was. And looking back, I realize that he is absolutely justified in that, because that game is extremely good. It is like for those of you who don't know or who haven't heard of it, it's a game where you go around and collect materials and build things and find resources, kind of like Minecraft, but there's a bigger sort of emphasis put on quest structure, and there's a little more kind of guidance to it, I think, which I really like. It's less of a freeform Minecraft game and more of a base building game, I would say, in that you have these little towns that you kind of build up and customize however you want. But the thing about that game, if you haven't played it yet, and if you think it's something you would be into, if you have a Switch, get it on Switch, because it is the perfect game for the Switch. Because the graphics look really great, both handheld and in TV mode, because of the simplicity. It has a really good kind of pick up and play system, where it has this sort of RPG structure to it, but it's so casual, and there's so much sort of, I was gonna say, like, freelancing to it, but that's not the word. I think I'm just looking for freedom. There's so much, like, freedom of play in that game where you can do whatever you want, that it makes a really easily digestible experience over, like, half an hour of playtime. So I think that is a really good, really kind of, I would even say that's almost an essential Switch title, even though it wasn't originally for the Switch. It's something that if you haven't played it and you want to play it, you should definitely get it on that platform, I would say.
Yeah, sometimes things definitely lend themselves better to like mobile platforms than they did than what they were originally released. I might go for that, honestly. I might need a better building game than what I'm already doing.
Yeah, there's a demo on the eShop that's very good. It's like the first third or fourth of like the first chapter of the game, and it gives you a really good idea of what that game is and kind of like the gameplay loop of like going out and like doing the quests and like finding the materials and coming back and building stuff and all that. So if you think you're interested, definitely play it. I kind of played it having, sort of remembering it from when Michael talked about it a bunch, but when I played the demo, I got really hooked on it, and I was like, oh, I need more of this game immediately. And so I went out and picked it up. I think it's one of those things where since it's a Switch game, it's like near full price. I think it's like $50 for the physical and maybe like $40 for the digital. I mean, it's fine either way. I got the physical edition just because I like having physical copies of stuff. But either way, if you like the demo, then you should definitely look into picking it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good one. And I mentioned I also played Yakuza 0, which is fucking great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know we talked about that a lot last year, but I just didn't have the time or the money to get around to it. But a little while back, GameStop was having a sale where you could pick it up for like $40. And I know that game went on sale for like $30 at like the end of the year on like PS Plus, but I really wanted the physical edition. So I finally went and picked that up, and that game fucking slaps. It's great. I'd never played a Yakuza game before, and I kind of knew what to expect. Like I knew there was like some really good writing, and I knew the side quests were kind of silly every now and then, and I knew that it plays like a beat 'em up game and all that, but it still really kind of blindsided me in a lot of ways, I would say. Particularly in sort of the density of the narrative of that game. I wasn't really expecting it to chew through plot as fast as it does, because I don't really want to like spoil anything because it's still kind of a fresh game. It just came out like last year. But the beginning chapter of that game, like the first like 2 chapters, which are the kind of beginning leg of Kiryu's story, like the stuff that happened in those first 2 chapters were events that I thought were going to take up like the majority of that game, but then they just like blow through that opening of that plot line and immediately move on to something else. And I really like how well paced that story is. I think it's really great that it kind of, can provide this compelling narrative, but also sort of exist in the structure of like this beat 'em up game, which I think for me it reminds me a lot of like the Arkham games, like Batman and all that, because I used to be really into those. So I feel like I can really kind of connect to this game through that. And I think it also makes a really good entry point for, people who want to get into that franchise but maybe never have. I'll probably talk about this a bit more as I progress through the game. I probably haven't said anything about it that we haven't already said over like the last year.
Yeah.
But I'm just reaffirming that it's a very, very good game that people should play. But John, you kind of picked up a game that's a little more of a recent entry in the Yakuza franchise.
So, I again, this is something that I've talked about a bit previously. But, I finished Yakuza 6. There was a review up on the site of it now. I worked real hard on it. It's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, be prepared for that.
It's a good review. I think you nailed, you kind of nailed the subtleties of how that game relates to like Yakuza 0 and Kiwami and what makes it what it is and such.
Yeah, I know that maybe it's a bit of a crutch to compare it as much as I do to Zero and Kiwami and the previous games. But I do think it is pretty important to do that.
Yeah.
Because they moved it to a new engine, and it's very obvious that, well, there's 2 things that kind of made the game a little bit worse than the previous ones. Is A, they very specifically focused on the plot of Kiryu's, like the ending of Kiryu's story. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But that, coupled with the new engine and them having to remove some things and obviously have a lot less time to focus on more fun side questy stuff, it makes it a lesser game to an extent.
Okay.
And if you're looking for something like 0, like 4 or 5, where it's a lot more goofy, it's got a lot more side content that's worth investing in, you're going to be disappointed. But if you do come to that game with the idea of, I want to see Kiryu's story, I want to see how this shakes out, I want to see Kiryu interacting with these characters, that's still there. You're still going to enjoy that. And, you know, I do still recommend it, especially to people that are invested in Yakuza and do enjoy those games. Like,
For
it's
sure.
not bad. It's definitely not bad. It's just a step down from the last couple. But I do think that it leaves the door open for Kiwami 2 to be really good, for the Fist of the North Star game to be really good. Hell, for Shin Yakuza, or whatever they're gonna call it, Yakuza 7 with the new protagonist, like, that's probably gonna be really good. Like, there is room for improvement. This is just a little bit sloppy because it's a new engine and they're figuring their shit out.
Mm-hmm.
But I still liked it. But yeah, go read my review if you want to hear the intricacies of it, because I basically break down everything in that game in that review. But yeah, that's basically how I feel about Yakuza 6.
Nice.
So another game that I've been playing, which is older than anything else y'all have been playing, like by maybe 6 years, maybe more than that. I've been playing the second Professor Layton game a good amount.
Okay.
So that one is the Diabolical Box.
Ooh, that's a really good title.
Yeah. So it's a Professor Layton game. I'm not gonna really dwell too much on it because, you know, if you like puzzles, you can enjoy that. But I do have a bit of a complaint, and I know it's more just a personal struggle thing.
Dragon.
There are a lot of math problems in that game.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to do that because I don't know if I'd say that I'm like I don't know what the actual phrase is, but I do have trouble looking at math problems and like processing them in my mind. And a lot of that game's math. I got through Curious Village pretty well. Like, there were a couple of problems that I had to look up because I just could not process them because they were weird math issues. But I've been having to look up a vast majority of the puzzles in Diabolical Box.
Gotcha.
So I can't process them. I seriously just can't do it. And I'm enjoying the story and the characters enough that it's worth playing still. But like 90% of that game is something that I'm just like, I just sit there and look at for 15 minutes. And then when I do look up the answer, I'm just like, yeah, I know for a fact I would not be able to solve that. Like, this is not something that I would have been able to figure out.
When it comes to math problems, I've definitely found a lot of, I've had a lot of success with, like, actually physically writing it out on paper. Like, I've also done it on, like, notepads on the computer and stuff like that, but that's not as tactile as being able to, like, actually physically draw the thing you're trying to understand. And that personally helps me a lot when I'm trying to solve math. Not only that, but also, like, tossing it to other people and being like, I think this is how this goes, and seeing if they agree or not.
Yeah.
But not just that, but also, like, you know, checking the order of operations, checking like what formulas what formulas might be relative to this thing. For the most part, a lot of math is just really obtuse. But like,
yeah, I mean, I just don't want to.
It feels
I don't have to do that.
Yeah, it sucks when a game feels way too much like homework.
Because, like, a lot of the puzzles in Curious Village were, you know, I had to use my noggin, but I was figuring out a puzzle. Mm-hmm. It was a question. It was something that I could figure out. Uh-huh. But with this, it's just like, you have to figure out what formula to use, and it's like, I don't want to figure out what formula to use. I want to look at what was written down and gussy it out that way, not remember shit that I learned in high school that I barely remember because I don't fucking use math.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, and I hope that the third one is less that. because I'm going to play through all of them. I have all 4 DS ones now. So that's fun, but, you know, I just want to complain about that.
Fuck math.
If we're going to keep complaining about things, if things are going to keep being negative, I guess I'll talk about my news story here.
Math is fake, don't use it.
Yeah, fuck that. Just look up all the answers. Toys R Us is closing.
Jeez.
Yeah, this is a huge bummer. So apparently this was originally confirmed for like Europe. They were gonna close all the European Toys R Us, but this is now being extended to the United States. All of its stores, all 735 stores, are going to be closed or sold in the coming months. That's putting about 33,000 people out of work. And it's a gigantic bummer. You know, I think it's a good idea to get out in front of this instead of just talking about how, Toys R Us is so like, it is true that Toys R Us is a bit price gougy, and it is probably cheaper to order things off of like Amazon or other websites, but a big reason why Toys R Us, you know, I bet those prices are the way they are, and the reason why Toys R Us is getting shut down is because they were bought out by Bain. I gotta remember what the actual name of the company or the like financial group was called, but it's like Bain something.
That's
the Masked Man.
Yeah, the villain from Batman.
Yeah, he came out. No, it's BAIN. Yeah, they bought out Toys R Us and basically like just dumped a bunch of debt on top of them and expected Toys R Us to pay for that. And they did that with iHeartRadio as well. Like iHeartRadio is shutting down.
Really?
For the exact same reason. It's incredibly fucked up that like a company is allowed to do that, to basically just shove another business down the toilet just to get out of their own bankruptcy and their own money problems. That's how America is. And of course that won't be regulated because people can just keep getting rich off of this shit. So, you know, that's great. Yeah, really sad bit of news. I guess the only good part of this is that Toys R Us is going to be liquidating their assets. So you're going to be able to go in and like purchase not just all the toys and stuff that's going to be super cheap. You're probably going to be able to like buy shelves and other like pieces of ephemera. So if you want to buy like a standee of Jeffrey the Giraffe, you'll probably be able to do that for pretty cheap.
Yeah, I feel bad that they're closing, but is there like a set date that this is like all going down? Like all stores will be closed by X date, or is it just going to like peter out?
It doesn't sound like there's an exact day, but they did say that their gift cards and other like, you know, like membership programs are going to be honored for the next month. After that, it sounds like they're going to be shutting all that down. So I would say probably around the next month is when liquidation will start. It might be up to each individual store. And hell, it does say that some of the stores are being sold, so who knows if they are going to get liquidated like that. If the store is sold, then like that new owner is going to want to use what's already there for their new store. So we'll see. There has also been some talk that maybe some other like capital group is going to just end up swooping in and buying Toys R Us. Like that might be something that happens in the near future. Who knows? That would be nice if that happened, because that would save a bunch of jobs, and I would hope that if Toys R Us does get bought up by some other company, that they're not just gonna fuck them over again, that maybe they'll just let Toys R Us be Toys R Us, because like Toys R Us was still pretty popular. Like 20% of toys sold in the US in the last year were from Toys R Us.
Damn.
So it's not like they were necessarily going under because of Amazon or whatever. They were still pretty popular. it's just because they got saddled with so much debt that was absolutely not their fault.
Yeah, it's wild, and it's kind of depressing.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's the story of theirs. So, keep an eye on that if you want to get some deals on some toys. And we hope that everyone who is affected by these layoffs and these store closings, I hope that they land on their feet.
Yeah,
this is
sure.
just really upsetting.
Yeah. So that was. So, do you mind if I kind of follow it up with a little more positive news, maybe?
Absolutely.
Something to maybe put a spring in our collective step here.
A spring, you say?
Oh?
Yeah, a spring, much like the springs that Sonic the Hedgehog springs off of in Green Hill Zone. Sick video game references. Springs are video games now. So, last year in August, Sega released Sonic Mania, which was a massive, massive hit. It's the Sonic game, with the classic 2D gameplay and art, kind of references like the 16-bit Sonic games, like on the old Sega consoles and all that, like the real iconic ones for if there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of Sonic Mania. But based off the success of that one, kind of spinning off into a new era is two kind of big Sonic Mania related projects that'll be dropping this year. I'll go through them in order. So first and foremost is the deluxe edition of Sonic Mania, which is going to be called Sonic Mania Plus. And that version of the game is going to have a few upgrades. The presentation said that it'll have a new Encore mode, it'll have a 4-player competition, and it will also add 2 characters, which are Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel, which are from the, What? What?
Sonic characters are so fucking bogus.
Yeah. Are you upset they didn't add like a Carl the Caterpillar and
they didn't include mine?
Which is yours?
Chester the Cheetah.
Yeah. All copies of Sonic Mania Plus will come with a free DLC download of Chester Cheetah Too Cool to Fool. No, that's not true.
Wild Quest.
Yeah, Cool Spot's gonna be on there, I hear.
Please.
They're just gonna bring back like a fucking plug and play 8-pack of all the shitty like mascot games that have come out over the years. Like the real draw. I mean, obviously the real draw is Pepsi Man, but it'll also have Too Cool to Fool, like the Cool Spot game. Chex Quest is gonna be on there, I hear. The Skittles game that was like an RPG or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a California Raisins game too, right?
That was canceled.
Thank fucking God that the world was spared from that abomination. Anyway, Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel are gonna come in, and they're from the 1993 arcade game Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, which, from what I understand, is something of an interesting game. Definitely outside the ken of what you would consider to be a regular Sonic game, but that's cool that these kind of more obscure characters are making their way into the limelight. It feels very appropriate for Sonic Mania.
If I remember correctly, I think Mighty was originally in Knuckles Chaotix, which was that 32X game.
Oh, okay.
But he's really prevalent in Sega Sonic, and Ray, I think, has only appeared in Sega Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sure. Yeah, because I felt like I had seen Mighty somewhere before, but I had never seen Ray before this announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not all. This game will also include the first official physical release of Sonic Mania. If you recall, when they released it in August, it came with like a Sonic statue, but just like a download code for the game itself. Sonic Mania Plus will have actual discs, and in the case of the Switch, a cart that you can buy for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. It'll come with like a holographic slipcover. The art sleeve will be like a Genesis game on one side and like a Mega Drive game on the other side, which is kind of cool. It'll come with a 32-page art book, and it'll be like $30. So just like $10 more expensive than the regular base game would be. And the cool thing about that is if you're like me and you just own the basic edition of Sonic Mania, you'll get the upgrades as free DLC. So that'll be, you know, the Encore mode, the 4-player stuff, and Mighty and Ray, which is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there was one more announcement from that. The game will be coming out in summer of this year, but they also announced a animated series called Sonic Mania Adventures, which is kind of neat. It's a 5-episode short series on YouTube. It'll be animated in the same style as the Sonic Mania intro, which is a really great, like, yeah, it's really cool. I'm guessing that since it'll be in that same style, Tyson Hesse will probably also be involved, or Tyson Hesse.
That would be cool as hell.
Hesse or Hess?
I think it's Hesse. Yeah, I think it's Hesse.
Okay.
It might be Hesse, I don't know.
Yeah, either way, really talented dude. Got a lot of cool stuff in that Sonic Mania intro, so that'll be neat. I will probably watch that when it comes out, just because it seems really cool.
Yeah, same.
They said it'll be 5 episodes connected by a single storyline in the world of Sonic Mania, so maybe that'll be like a continuation. I think it's really cool that they're kind of pushing really hard for Sonic Mania. I know it was probably...
It's the only Sonic property anyone likes. Of course they're doubling down on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure it was a massive financial success for them last year, and, you know, people love that game. I had never played a Sonic game before, and I thought it was fine. Like, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Love it. Yeah. So I'm cool. So it's cool that it's getting that more sort of expansion into this kind of self-made media franchise, and I'm sure in like a couple of years we'll see like Sonic Mania 2 or something like that. I would not be shocked.
I bet with how fast those people put out those fan games, we probably see one like next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised, but you never know.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's one more kind of small announcement with that. There was a rumor recently that there was going to be another Sonic racing game, and they kind of confirmed that with this really bizarre, like, 20-second teaser at the panel, where it was just, like, 20 seconds of, like, a car revving its engine, and then, like, 2 seconds of the letter R appearing on, like, the logo, and that was it. Apparently that's, like, kind of a reference to the Sega Saturn game Sonic R, which was a racing game that featured all Sonic characters. So if this is true with how the leaks went and how the rumors are, this game won't be like Sonic and All-Star Racing because it won't have the All-Star characters. It'll just be like a Sonic character racing game, which should be interesting.
I can't believe I can't play a spy anymore.
Yeah, damn, can't play as the fucking manager from Football Manager.
I am inconsolable about that, because I fucking love Sonic and All-Star Racing, and the fact that they're removing something that was a pretty big part of how cool that game was is a real shame.
Yeah, it's interesting, because you see Nintendo like coming around on that and starting to put characters from their other franchises in their kart racing games, whereas Sega is, I guess, backing off from that, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, cool stuff. Cool Sonic stuff.
Remember when Tony the Tiger on Twitter kept getting a bunch of furries in his mentions being like, Daddy, man, Tony the Tiger, fuck. Oh, fuck, yum. And then Tony the Tiger started blocking them. But then Chester Cheetah on Twitter was like, hell fucking yeah, bring the furries my way.
Where's this going? Is this just like an aside, or does this have some relevance to Sonic Mania?
I was just thinking about Chester Cheetah earlier, and I was like, yeah, dude, that dude kicks ass.
Yeah, Chester Cheetah is a friend to all furries, but
he's a friend to furries everywhere.
Yeah, the true furry ally.
Unlike that bastard Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger's a bitch. Tony the Tiger is, I would say, the sexier of those two characters, but Chester Cheetah is the one who's a lot cooler to hang out with. Tony the Tiger's a fucking narc.
He's a cop. He's health goth, but he's a cop.
Fuck that dude. Yeah. Anyway, John, that's all I have to say about Sonic Mania.
Thank you very much. Ryan, I'm going to ask you, I know this is a little unprofesh, but do you want to do the questions or shall I? Because I can do it if you want.
I can go ahead.
All right, then go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So, if you'd like to send us questions, you can submit them to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, or you can email them to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. Our first question comes in from Tumblr user The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, who asks, as you gamers have probably heard, Drake and Travis Scott made their Twitch debut showing up in an @Ninja Fortnite stream, and it was apparently a big deal or something. Are there any celebrities or personalities that you would be interested in seeing streaming on Twitch, and what video game or video games would you like to see them play? Personally, I'd like to see Tommy Wiseau take another swing at a Soulsborne game, or watch WWE superstar Asuka play some Monster Hunter World.
Yeah. Asuka's fucking cool. She was a game journalist before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Asuka's rad.
That's fucking wild.
I would love to watch her stream 24/7.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, she would be pretty fun to watch. Like, it's always really funny because I don't really follow too many wrestlers anymore. I think I still follow her, but it's really funny that you could tell when she's got like a couple days off because all she does is just fucking tweet the title screens of a bunch of games because it's like, oh, this is what she does with her money. She just buys a shit ton of games all at once.
Yeah.
It's really good.
She's such a gremlin and also the most dangerous woman in the world.
She's great.
I love her.
She's really great. So I guess I'll just say, God, what a fucking great thing that that the big Twitch stream was with that ninja guy, because I googled him and within 5 minutes found out that he has previously just like doxed people on his stream with no repercussions.
Oh, great.
So that's cool.
Great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he seems like a real stand-up guy. Definitely gonna get a fucking award from Jeff Keighley during the Game Awards next year. That's what's gonna happen.
The trending gamer is gonna become Drake.
Honestly, I could fucking see that.
I would not be surprised.
I try to be nice to Jeff Keighley. Dude gets a lot of shit, but that whole night, he was fucking flipping out. He was like, Drake's on the stream. Video games are getting the recognition that we deserve. And it's like,
Jesus.
People buy video games already. Like, the reason why people look down on video games is because of people like Ninja. And you're gonna kiss Ninja's ass, and he's gonna immediately turn around and do something shitty. Like, this is why people don't respect video games. Like, it's like Drake, of course Drake plays video games. Tons of people play video games. Nobody wants to talk about it because they're gonna get fucking doxxed if they say the wrong shit to some dude who has 300 million followers because he played the new game first.
So,
just talking the real fucking topic. Anyway, what are some fun celebrities you want to see play video games?
Jesus, I felt like I had something earlier, but now I've kind of like forgotten about it. God, what was it? Now I can't even remember. I think personally, I was pretty satisfied seeing everybody get blitzed a couple of years ago at E3 and play like Battlefield 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't like a Twitch stream or anything, but that was like a watershed moment in video game history. Is the entire demo floor of Battlefield 1 getting stoned out their ass and playing like while the cameras were rolling. That was something quite incredible, I would say.
So that might happen again.
Good.
Maybe not. maybe not exactly, but I saw that. I guess Epic is running some kind of like 100 celebrity Fortnite tournament at E3 this year. Mm-hmm. So fingers crossed that Snoop Dogg just brings a lot of weed and they all get super stoned. Like, please.
Did you hear about Snoop Dogg's like streaming controversy that happened a while back?
Yes. Yeah, that was really good. That he was just like sitting in front of the camera and talking, and he wasn't actually playing the game.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't heard this story, he was like streaming something, quote unquote playing it, but at some point,
I think it was Dead by Daylight. or something
yeah.
like that.
But it was like pre-recorded footage or like something like that, or someone else was playing it. But at one point during the stream, he took his fucking hands off the controller to light a blunt, and the game like kept going, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's not actually playing this game."
Yeah, someone paid him to do that. Fucking ridiculous.
God. Y'all have any other answers to this question?
I do. So my number one choice would be Nicolas Cage because
That'd be solid, yes.
So I mean, obviously there is the quick like, oh, Nicolas Cage is wild, but I also think he would be extremely knowledgeable. Because this is just something that I heard from someone that I follow on Twitter. They work at a game store in like Chinatown in like California, and they said that they were just they specifically sell like Japanese import games, so it's not just like, oh, you know, they don't have like mom and dads coming in to buy shit. Like this is like import games.
Yeah.
They mentioned that Nicolas Cage came in and asked for Bomberman 64.
Yeah.
So Nicolas Cage probably knows his shit. I would want to see him playing some like weird Japanese shit. Like Nicolas Cage, come on, shoot, play like fucking
No More Heroes.
Oh my god, please, yes, play No More Heroes. He should play one of the bosses. If they make a No More Heroes movie, Johnny Knoxville has to play Travis Touchdown. But Nicolas Cage needs to be one of the bosses. Like
he could be Dr. Peace.
Yeah, he could be Dr. Peace. Yeah, I was gonna say Dark Star, but I don't think you've gotten that far. But either way, he needs to be in that.
Not super related, but did you see that John Cena confirmed in an interview that he's a huge fan of K-pop?
Yeah.
He's in the BTS army.
Yeah, he likes BTS, and I have some friends that are into K-pop, and they have told me that statement. They have said that at least 5 times every day for the past week. Like, I can't believe John Cena's in an army, and I'm like, all right, great. Like,
he's already in the Marine, and now he's in the army.
We already know that John Cena's a gamer because Mike Casamano met him at like the Switch demo or whatever, but who knows? Scott, do you have anything else you want to add?
What would John Cena play on stream?
One of the fucking WWE games because he'd be trying to make that money.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember him saying that he really likes Command and Conquer, so I could just see
really
like RTS. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, he could probably just play some RTS games.
Yeah. John Cena has a career as a StarCraft 2 player once his wrestling bit ends.
I know he's like super into like war history, so what if he just plays like all those super obtuse just like war strategy games?
Like Hearts of Iron.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure John Cena wouldn't be like this, but the ones where people are like, well, why can't we play on the Nazi side?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do that in Hearts of Iron, but you know, it's a historical game. There should be options for that.
Yeah, I can definitely see John Cena playing those kinds of games, but I think those are all pretty good answers to this question. Our next entry in our inbox for this week comes from Tumblr user Shulis, who says, following on the heels of the Christopher Robin movie trailer, what other Hook-style movies portraying a grown-up version of a beloved child character would you like to see made? And then he has a second question, which is, follow-up question, would a live-action Toy Story movie be cool, or was that idea already taken by the people who made Small Soldiers?
Small Soldiers is a good-ass movie.
I've never seen that. Is that a Joe Dante film?
I don't remember, but it is very good. I remember watching it a bunch when I was a kid and just thinking it was fucking wild.
I'm gonna look that up.
Do you bet it holds up?
I bet it would, and honestly, Ryan, I think you in particular would fucking love it.
Probably. Let me see here. Oh yeah, this is directed by Joe Dante, which means it's a good movie. Joe Dante has never made a bad film in his entire life.
All right. So yeah, I wouldn't want them to just make a live action version of it because Disney's been doing that so often, and it's just been so boring. Like I went and saw Jungle Book, and that was just like, it's Jungle Book.
It's Jungle Book.
It's Beauty and the Beast. Whatever, you know.
Yeah. I think for my grown-up version of a beloved child character, I couldn't improvise something quick enough. So I'm gonna say that instead of a movie, we see a game, and the game that we see, the beloved child character. And the more I think about this, the better it sounds, is a new Pokemon game where instead of playing it like the regular Pokemon games or like the RPGs and all that, it's like a strategy game where you play as a grown-up version of one of the protagonists who has become a gym leader, and you have to build your gym and battle against prospective champions. I think that would be... That is such a non-answer to this question, but like I like that idea, I've invented this, and now I'm really into it. Yeah, I really like this idea.
So this question kind of happened to me very literally. Macaulay Culkin, the Home Alone kid. Macaulay Culkin has been very publicly answering the challenge of WWE superstar Rusev to battle at WrestleMania. And I went and checked on his Twitter, and it's nothing but like advertising for his shitty podcast. And it's just like, oh no, Macaulay Culkin, what have you done? The last time I heard about you was fucking Home Alone, and here you are. I watched those movies so much when I was a kid.
So are you saying that the kind of movie version of the grown-up Home Alone is where Kevin McAllister from Home Alone goes 1-1 in the ring with WWE champion Rusev?
He grows up, gets a shitty podcast, adopts a new gimmick where he wears bunny ears, and then he gets his ass kicked by Rusev, who looks amazing the whole time.
Now hold on. Now you're bringing in like a bunch of factors to this, where you have to consider like the Kevin factors. like Kevin from Home Alone is like nigh unstoppable, given prep time and such. And although he may be hindered by an older age, I think that with proper preparation, Kevin from Home Alone could soundly defeat WWE champion Rusev.
That's actually really fucking smart, because what he could do is set up a whole bunch of traps on like the entrance ring. So when Rusev comes down and like walks out, he like trips on a skateboard, and then his scope like face plants into some fucking garbage, and then his arm breaks, and then a spike drives through him.
It'd be a very good match.
He'd step on some nails. It wouldn't even be the match. It's just Rusev trying to make his entrance and then running into fucking like hose that hit his face.
Con. All right. Do we have anything else to add?
So I think they should make an adult version of that Muppet Baby show.
That'd be something.
I'd love to see what would happen if Solid Snake grew up.
Yeah, you're telling me. Anonymous says to Video Game Choo Choo, what can I expect to find on shelves at Toys R Us for a good price that won't be sold out right away?
That's kind of hard to say, because if they are liquidating everything, you won't even be able to find the shelves itself. The shelves themselves will be gone. Yeah, it's basically just, you're gonna have to get there quick, I guess, and everything's gonna be on sale, so pretty much everything, as long as you're there on time.
What's like a good like hidden gem you think, though, that you think Toys R Us might have that no one would want?
Funko Pops.
No, shut up.
No, everyone's gonna want those.
Yeah.
There are some pretty neat action figures, like adult collectibles there, that people kind of forget about, that they have like higher end action figures and even some like figure arts and shit like that. Like, I might go there. I might drive up to the semi-local Toys R Us to see if they have any like cheap figure arts. Like, even though those are usually not amazing sometimes, to be like, sure, I'll buy this Goku figure for $10 because it's $10 and it's Goku.
Yeah. What's a good children's toy that people, like but maybe won't snatch up? What are kids into these days?
I really don't know. I really don't know at all.
Maybe you could go to Toys R Us and like slime. That's a kid's toy. They probably sell slime at Toys R Us, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, get some 10-cent slime at Toys R Us liquidation sale on clearance now. You go in, Jeffrey Giraffe is just standing out there with a bucket full of slime. Like, please, God, take my slime. I need money for the bus. Take my slime.
What about games?
I mean, yeah, they're probably going to be getting rid of a bunch of games, and they have newer stuff. I mean, they probably stopped accepting new games, or are going to very soon.
Yeah.
So you could probably get a bunch of Skylanders for like 5 cents each.
Yeah. Maybe I can pick up some amiibo.
Those maybe some of the like shitty amiibo though that everyone have.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll probably just hand you Animal Crossing amiibos.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a while back they were having a sale that was like buy one get 5 free on the Animal Crossing amiibo. So anyway,
I remember. I went when I was hanging out with Mike during Thanksgiving. I almost took advantage of that because I was like, oh boy, that's like $13 for 6 amiibo, and I was ready to do it. But the only reason why I didn't do it was I was like, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass to bring back home. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Just keep an eye out for when stuff starts going on sale, I guess. But people are like vultures with this kind of shit. They will pick those stores clean. For our final question of the night, we have Michael writing in, Final Dasa on Tumblr. I just finished reading Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, so in honor of that book, which game's development would you like to hear the dirty details about?
That's a lot of good choices.
I mean, it's kind of hard because I feel like any game that I really like, I would want to hear about the development of.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I want to hear the like kind of like shifty secrets on a game, it's an easy answer, but I would love to hear about Smash Bros, particularly Melee, because that game got made in 9 months.
Oh,
that's wild.
And it's perfect.
I would just love to hear like them floundering to make that game, and then Iwata basically stepping in and duct taping that game together and being like, "All right, good enough," and they let it out. Like,
yeah.
I can't even imagine working on that game and just rushing that fast and putting that much content in that game in 9 months. That's fucking insane.
It's wild.
I know a lot of it is already very public now, and it's easy to piece together the story of what happened. Not just with things that have already happened, but things that are ongoing, with Metal Gear Survive and some of their devs basically putting in hidden messages for people to find saying, please help us. But like, I would love to hear the development of like those games, just like the whole fucking story all the way down. Like, I even recently watched again that trailer for like the original tech demo of Metal Gear Solid. And that thing is fucking wild, because that is nowhere near the game they finally made. Like, it is just some over-the-top, like, spy thriller bullshit with, like, blasting-ass music playing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
I want to see I want to see how that became, like, the really somber, quiet, lonely thing that Metal Gear Solid is.
Yeah. It's hard for me to think of a like answer for this, because a lot like with John, I'd love to read a book on like the development of pretty much any game that I enjoy. I think there are a few that I think would be interesting for like a couple different reasons. One of those would be the first like Metroid Prime game,
right?
And just like making that jump from like the 2D Metroid games into like the 3D medium, and kind of translating that experience to a 3D space, I think would be super interesting.
Yeah, I bet Retro was scared shitless about what people would think about that game when they were making it.
I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be cool to read a book about like the kind of dual development of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, even though I don't think there'd be a whole lot to talk about there, since so much of Majora's is just like reusing assets, but that's kind of what I think is really compelling about it. And just to like hear the story of like how they even decided to like conceptualize that game. Like, what was it that made them do this complete 180 turn between those games, which are so closely linked together but so totally different in terms of like content and such. I think that'd be kind of an engaging read. And there are a few other ones, like maybe some games that took forever to like come out, Some games that took forever to come out. Yeah, I think it'd be. I think a lot of stories about first generation games would be really good too, like games that were the first of their kind, like like Pokemon and stuff like that. So there's a lot out there. That wraps it up for questions this week. As I mentioned before, you can send questions to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or submit them to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com.
Thank you, Ryan, for reading the questions, and thank both of you for being on the show.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, real quick before I wrap it up, I feel like both of you have things that you should plug. Scott, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, Wrestling on Air, the comedy wrestling podcast, and the first podcast ever made. I'm coming back to that. I haven't been on in the last 2 episodes, but they've been fucking hilarious. We just put one out today, as of recording. This would be like a couple days later. We just put one out where we write in our letter to the Starcast, the All-In Starcast, about why they haven't hit us up to be on their panel yet.
Good to know.
It's a real fun episode. That is every other Friday.
All right. And Ryan, how about you?
Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but good friend Andy, who is the Andy that writes for the site, Andy and I started a podcast called Emojidrome, which is EMOJIDROME. And it is as Andy would call it, and I'm quoting directly here, they call it a, quote, psychosexual journey through the little pictures on your phone, which is to say it's a podcast where we talk about every incarnation of a particular emoji and discuss and debate them and choose our favorites and least favorites. And you can find that on Twitter @Emojidrome, on Tumblr @Emojidrome, and within the next week or so, I think we'll be on iTunes, so that's cool. Give that a listen if you like comedy podcasts about emoji, I guess.
I do like your show a lot.
Thank you. Oh, and I also have articles out on Bee Culture, America's premier beekeeping magazine. I've done, over the last couple months, I've done a series on films about bees. And you can find those by searching film at beeculture.com or going to my Twitter @SewerPeak or going out in person and finding the physical copies of Bee Culture, which they sell at stores like Tractor Supply. So, keep those peepers peeled.
I'll keep an eye out when I'm at Agway.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
There is a Tractor Supply not that far away from me. I should probably take a fucking walk down there.
Yeah, they probably have the March issue. There's 2 different ones they put out. They put out a quarterly publication and a monthly publication, and I'm in the monthly publication, so go look for the March issue of that if you want to read my article about Spirit of the Beehive, a very good art film from the 1970s.
Okay. And I don't have anything to plug because I fucking suck. So
no, that's
that.
not true.
Oh, you don't suck.
You're a good
I don't
boy.
do shit. I have a crappy day job that I hate.
Oh,
that's what I do.
On. John _Bachonsky.
Yeah, there. My Twitter where I talk about like piss or something. I don't know.
And I'm the Socks Mahoney. There we go. We all did our Twitters.
There you go, folks. That'll do it. I'd like to ask everybody to follow our social media @VGChoochoo, or is our Twitter. VideoGameChoochoo.tumblr.com is our Tumblr. Mm-hmm. We have a Discord server, which is at thegamezone.zone. Type that into your browser, your Firefox, your Chrome, your Safari, your
Opera,
Internet Explorer. Wait, no, it's not Internet Explorer anymore. I don't remember what it is now.
It's like Explorer or something like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, whatever you fucking use. Your DuckDuckGo, I guess.
Way to call out Niall on the podcast.
If you're really off the grid, that's fine. And I'd also like to thank Melt Channel for letting us use our theme. For letting us use a song off of their album Magic's Real Crush for our theme song. Go check them out at meltchannel.bandcamp.com if you want to hear more tunes. I think you should, because it's pretty good music. And we'll see you next week with another episode of Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. Good night.